Hey friends, Gina Scalpone here. Welcome to my weekly show, Ask Me Anything. Today we're going to do something a little bit different, and I hope you all are excited about doing things different today, because what the heck, it's a Monday and it's my weekly show and it's called Ask Me Anything. Every week I bring on hairstylists and small business owners and answer their questions. They send me their questions in advance and they either come on live camera or they send me the questions and I just answer them so they can come back and watch the training and see what my answer is. So things we've covered are how to show up on social media, how to get more engagement on social media, how to come up with posting schedules, what to do at work when there's sloppy boundaries between being the salon owner or other hairstylists there. All different things. I try to coach and help out other stylists with what I know from being a business owner for the last 11 years, and I help coach them. And today I'm going to bring on Amii. And what's super exciting about this is she graduated Glamhairus Academy, my signature course, a couple months ago, and she's now in my monthly membership program. I invite my students inside my monthly membership where we go deeper in the modules and deeper into tricks and tips on social media or whatever they have questions on. Today I did a surprise pop-up class. Next week I'm teaching an advanced training on how I show up on social media and how I plan a month's worth of content in 2 hours. I'm just literally going to share behind the scenes of how I do it. When Amii gets here live, I'm going to bring her on camera because she actually has a few questions for me. I said, Amii, would you like to be featured as my guest? I would just like to ask you a few questions about your experience inside the Academy so others can see what it's like working inside the Academy with me. Glamhairus Academy is a 9-week group implementation program, and the doors will be opening again next month in September of 2021. At the time of this recording, it is August of 2021. So I'm super excited to invite all y'all in the Academy again. And so since Amy's such a great student, I asked her if she could just come on and we could talk about her experience inside the Academy. And I said, what questions do you have for me, Amii? I'm happy to help you out and answer them for you. So these are the questions that she wants me to answer for her. And I thought it'd be fun to share it with all of you guys. So I just got these questions just under an hour ago. Haven't really practiced or prepared much, but I know what the questions are, so I'm going to try to answer them to the best of my ability. Amii, when you're here, let me know and I will bring you on camera. So one of Amy's questions were, is there a time that you had a setback? How did you bounce back? Another question she had was, how do you stay consistent and positive? And another question she had was, what is the one thing you know now that you wish you knew the first 5 years of running your own business? I'm like, these are great questions. Usually my students are asking me questions about their business and how to do certain things and how to set priorities and stay positive and show up on social and create TikToks and build their email list so they can reach out to clients when they're not in their chair. It's so important to keep top of mind when your clients are not in your chair. So, okay, Amii is here. I'm going to bring her on camera. Hey girl. I'm going to add. Now I'm adding. I may need to tilt this camera a little bit. I'm so excited to have you here, Amii.
Hi.
Hey girl, what's going on?
How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Thanks for showing up live on camera. I like the background.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Of course. I was just giving everyone a little heads up on who you were and that I wanted to just bring you on and let them see what it's like, specifically from the words of one of my students that just graduated the Academy and now is in the membership. So I thought it'd be fun just to bring you on camera for something different. And I have a few questions that you sent over already. I haven't really prepared for them. I haven't had a chance. So I'm
right, I know.
For you, and then hopefully help other people out that are running a business or stuck in their business or whatever else.
Sounds good.
Yay, awesome. Okay, so Amii, let's see. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first? What do you feel like? What do you feel like today?
You go first.
Okay, cool. Okay, I have a few questions I'm going to ask Amii. I send all of my students a survey after they go through the Academy to make sure I'm on point with what they want to learn and want to know and are learning and their transformation that they've had as they go through the Academy. I also send surveys out to my hair clients too, because I'm still a hairstylist, and I encourage all of my students to send out surveys because you want to get feedback and see if it's a good idea to change things up at all, Or so when they send you the feedback, you can say, hey, can I use this on social media or online as social proof that my services are amazing? So that's why I always encourage my students to send out surveys. And I practice what I preach. I send out surveys to my students and all my clients as well. So, okay, cool. So I said, Amy, what questions do you have for me? Let me help you out since you're coming on camera and helping me out. What can I answer for you? So one of her questions was, is there a time you had a setback? How did you bounce back? I can, and again, I just got these questions just an hour ago, so I didn't prepare, but I can think of one thing. I spent a lot of money on someone that I hired on my team. She was this was years ago. She was doing some marketing for my business. This is even before I was doing social media, like maybe like 8 or 9 years ago. And I spent a lot of money on her, and I really knew she wasn't a good fit. So I was kind of bummed out. I was hoping, I had an assistant at the time, and it kind of had to be a lot of communication with me to my assistant, to my assistant, to the woman that I hired. And it turns out I was kind of hasty with the decision. I really didn't like her attitude. She was kind of a little bit, I just didn't feel like we were a great vibe, but I went with it anyway because I was feeling impatient and wanted to make a decision. So it was thousands of dollars of a mistake. And I say mistake, but I learned from it. I can't say that she really helped out my business at all. I learned that I have to do things myself. I have to trust my gut. I have to not be hasty. And as you know, Amy, in one of the modules, I think building your team, I always say, like, do the research. Like, first of all, what the heck do you need? What do you want? Who are you hiring? I teach the things, all the mistakes I've made in my own business, and I teach in the academy so other people don't make those mistakes. So one of the things I teach in the academy, I think it's in building your team, that module, is be clear about what you're looking for, make a list of it, and then do your due diligence when you're looking. And don't settle until you feel really good about your decision, and trust your gut too. And then the last thing I always say is, give yourself a pat on the back when you do hire someone awesome that you adore and that you love. I don't think I've made that mistake since then. So that's how I would answer that question. I'm just real like, no, if I don't like the feeling, the person, the vibe, the whatever, I'm like, I'm not doing it. So, and I really don't ask other people's opinions either. I know how I feel. I know what I'm looking for. I know where I'm lacking in my business that I need help with and that I'm willing to hire out. So I don't think I've made that mistake since then. Again, I've only been thinking on this question for about an hour. If I think of something else, I'll circle back and I'll share it in the comments in this thread.
Yeah.
Did that answer your question clear enough?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. And another question you had was, how do you stay consistent and positive? Well, it's in my nature. My mom, my grandma, we're very positive, hopeful, optimistic people in general. But that's what part of it. So it's in my DNA. But the other part is I train myself. Every morning, almost every morning, I write down my goals. I wake up in the morning, I take a deep breath, I look around, I got 2 senior rescue pups. One of them's on borrowed time. I got my fiance, and I just say thank you. I'm really clear about like thanking the universe, our higher power, God. Just thank you for this morning, for breathing this morning. Thank you for these 2 little senior rescue pups. Thank you for this awesome guy that I met almost 7 years ago that I get to spend the rest of my life with, And we got a cozy home, and I'm like, thank you for that. We got coffee. I touched hit the little button. Fresh coffee brewing. I got a cozy home. I got a job I love. I got a full closet full of clothes. What else do I need? So I think it's just waking up in the morning, being habitual about being thankful, writing down things I am thankful for. If I'm feeling really in a funk about something, I'm just super bummed out, I either take a deep breath, I take a step back, or I just start writing. What am I grateful for right now? And I just start writing it down if it gets that intense. And then just habits, just like journaling, and then things like exercising helps keep my mood up. And then just looking at things like, if someone, let's say, complains about me, like on social, let's just say, I don't look at those 3 people that said something rude. I look at the 25 people that have said nice things in the last week, and I go back to like surveys from my students or my clients. I'm like, oh, let me reread how awesome I am. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. So I just make it a habit. I don't take it too personal, and I just try to make it a habit to set myself up to win, put myself in the best case scenario, being organized, trying to be healthy, eating healthy, having fun, scheduling time for fun, things like that. So I think that's what I would say is how I'm positive and being consistent. I just have habits put in place, and I just, sometimes I slip off, like Sunday, I had all these things I was going to do. I'm like, oh, forget it. I don't feel like doing anything. So that's okay. No biggie. I won't do it. I'll get to it on Monday. So I give myself grace too.
Yeah, that's good. Well, how did you get in the habit of writing in your journal every day? Like I love when I do it, but I'm just not in the habit yet of just doing it every day.
That's such a good question. And you know how much I talk about it inside the academy and in the membership and all that. I talk about it so much because I feel like it's so important. I learned about something called the 10-10-1 rule from Rachel Hollis. I have a podcast on it. You've heard me talk about it inside the academy. I talk about it in one of the modules, I think. But I talk about it everywhere as much as people will listen to me, because I feel like keeping the goals, having clear goals and writing them down every day, I want to say it's like 42% higher that the actual goals happen if you write them down. So I learned that. I learned about the 10-10-1 rule from Rachel Hollis. You know what it is, but briefly for the others that don't know, it's like my life in 10 years. I journal about this most amazing life for in 10 years from now. Pick 10 things out of there, write them down every day, and then work on one thing at a time for the most part. Sometimes I can be simultaneously working on one or two. It keeps me on point. It keeps me doing things when I'm not in the mood to do things. It keeps me consistent. It keeps me excited. I see some of my goals. I've been doing this for 2.5 years now. I see some of my goals. They're getting closer. I'm like, that's less than 10 years from now. That's going to be in a couple of years from now. So that's the other thing. Like, that just keeps me very focused. It keeps me from having monkey brain and like shiny object syndrome. Like, I'm very focused. But I feel like, okay, I'm getting closer to these big, awesome goals of mine. So I just do it out of habit. And I don't do it every single day. I probably do it 5 days a week. When I first started this exercise a couple of years ago, I definitely did it every single day. And I thought it was kind of weird. I'm like, I don't really like this. And there are days I'm writing it down. I'm like, this isn't going to happen. This is never going to happen. I get like super upset because I'm like having a bad day. But then I realized just write it down, or don't write today. Just ignore the journal today. Just go on and do something else with your time.
Okay.
So does that answer your question?
Yeah. I just need to find just to keep, I mean, I love it when I do it. I love how I get inspired and keep getting more ideas and feel like it can happen. But just doing it every day, I got to get in that habit. So it's good habit building for me.
Yes. I think that's kind of common for a lot of people. I think that's pretty normal to slip off the wagon and get distracted by kids, dogs, work, iPhone, whatever it is. But I think if you want it like bad enough and you're really clear about your bigger why, like why do you get up in the morning? Why do you want to make X amount of money? Why do you want to retire at this age? Why do you want to build up your clientele? I think if you have the bigger why really clear too, that really helps out. So the more you can do on like that, just thinking about it, thinking from the inside, like journaling about it, the more focused you'll be and the more excited you will be about journaling and doing things to get you to those goals.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, sounds good.
Does that answer your question with how to stay consistent and positive? Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. And then let's see, what's the one thing you know now that you wish you knew in the first 5 years of running your own business? I will go back to the goal setting. I didn't realize how important it was to set goals. I was literally, it became clear to me when I started teaching what my habits were. And I realized so many other stylists don't do it, or small business owners. I know you're not a stylist, but which we'll get to in just a moment. I'm super excited to talk about that. But I think so many people, they get up, they get ready for work, go to work, style all the people, come home, do it all over again. There's no slowing down. There's no bigger picture like idea out there. So I feel like that's a big thing I would say is probably the biggest thing. And then also the second thing is, and I've actually was on someone's podcast, they asked me this too, so it's kind of fresh in my mind, is trusting my gut more. I think I ask people for their opinions, friends, family. Now I can't remember the last time I asked someone for their opinion. And if I do with my fiance, and he's got like a different, like an out of the box perspective as an entrepreneur himself, but in a completely different field. So sometimes I'll say, babe, I'm kind of like thinking like, does this sound right? Does this make sense? Do you think this is a good idea? So really, I probably only ever ask him, and then everything else I trust my gut. I have business mentors too, so I do see them and see what they're doing, and I study them, learn them, things like that. But I would say for the most part, I trust my gut more. And I didn't in the beginning. I would ask a bunch of other people what their opinions were. But I think it's just a huge thing as well. I'm getting older, more mature of a business owner too.
Yeah, definitely. I think our gut never tells us wrong, so why don't we listen to it all the time?
Exactly. That's a really good way to sum that up, Amy. Definitely.
Yeah, never steers us wrong.
Yes, yes. Do you ever have that like issue, problem, feeling too, where you're like, oh, I should have just trusted my gut, it would have been so much better?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't I just trust I knew better? I just trust somebody else for no reason.
Right.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
that's that way with business and like life too, not just business. So you can practice trusting your gut in your personal life and bring it into your business or vice versa. But I think trusting your gut is no one knows what's right for you except for you.
Yeah, true.
Awesome. Well, so you all know, Amii, well, I have to inform everyone, Amii owns her own dog walking company, and we've been friends on social media for a few years, and she finally decided to take the plunge and join the academy back in April. Right? Was it April? April 2021. And
Yeah.
she just graduated about a month ago, and she joined the monthly membership. So I thought I'd ask her a few questions about what her experience was going through the academy, as I'm about to launch the academy again and open the doors at the end of next month. So it'll be the end of September 2021. So I thought it'd be fun just to let other people hear what your experience is like, especially not in the beauty world. That's the best part about it. Okay, what results, this will look familiar to you because this is the survey I sent over to you, so you know the questions. What results were you hoping for when you purchased or joined the academy?
I was hoping for marketing strategies, confidence. I needed my confidence back and just a change of mindset. And you have just been always inspiring to me. So I needed that as well. I knew that you were my girl. You were always speaking to me. You were always speaking to me every time I watched you live and everything. So that's why I trusted. I knew you knew what you were doing. Yeah. So
Awesome. I
yeah.
love
So
that.
that's what I'm sorry. I went on with that, but
No,
that's
that's
what I
great. That's
expected.
great.
Yeah.
So when I was showing up on social, you were feeling like she's talking to me specifically.
Yeah.
Great. Because you want to teach inside the academy how to find your ideal client, ideal customer avatar. So when you have that fine tuned just right, this is exactly what happens. Someone watches your posts, is in your weekly emails, engages you on social, online, whatever, and they say, yes, I will buy what you're selling. What are you selling? That's what I need. Right? And the more we can fine tune our ICA, and that's what I teach in one module, we go over that so much during the live course. And in the membership, we're still talking about ICA, ideal clients, so we can fine tune who we're talking to. Because if you're talking to everyone, you're talking to no one. So I love that you hit the nail on the head with, I have my ICA very clear every time I write anything to put online. I think to myself, would this resonate with her? So that's what I teach others. But I'm so glad to hear that that's what resonated with you. Woohoo!
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so did the course help you accomplish those results?
Definitely, absolutely. Yeah,
Cool.
I feel much better. I've, started a few new habits, got all these marketing strategies. You made it very simple to try. It's not, hard to do. You made it very easy to try all your strategies and ideas. And I love that it inspired more ideas. So yeah, it was great.
So momentum is building momentum is what you're saying.
Yeah, so it was more than I expected because then it just got your brain going and then you're just, going from there. So
great. Awesome. Oh my gosh. I did not know you were going to say me. This makes me feel so good. So excited. Okay, what aha moments have you experienced in your business during the journey of going through the academy?
oh, I mean, a lot of them, and just more reassurance that, hey, you can do this, you did this, it's, like you still got it, and you just need to implement these strategies. So yeah, just basically that. I just kind of needed that again.
Yeah, that little like, you can do it. Let's just push you outside your comfort zone.
Yeah. There was a lot of aha moments I could go through and think through all of it, but definitely was that was a major one for me.
Just to know that you can do whatever you decide you want to do in your business. All of it works, and there's just a way, like a strategy or simple steps to try. And if those steps don't work, then guess what? We go back to the drawing board.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then again, what win have you experienced because of going through the academy?
What wins?
Yeah.
More marketing strategy, more social media knowledge and strategies, confidence, like I said before, reassurance, just more ideas, more things I want to do, daily habits like I needed to do. Just, yeah.
Awesome.
Those
So
are
talk a
wins
lot
for
of,
me, definitely, because I needed to get in gear again. I was
yes.
kind of, yeah.
Like Cameron had said when I asked her these questions too, Cameron just graduated the academy and she's also in the monthly membership. She said, I was just kind of blah, kind of not sure which way to go, didn't have a lot of hiccup in my step. And she's like, I definitely have it now if you're going to the academy. So that's just what I want. I want small business owners to feel that they can do, get to any goal or dream that they want. And you just have to be specific, figure out what it is, and then we go through the steps on how to actually do it. So this makes me feel so excited. Okay, cool. And then one last question. If you were to suggest the academy to a friend or colleague, like, what would you tell them?
Definitely do it. Like I said, you have all the answers. I feel like I told you before, I don't go to church. I'm not religious, but you are like my church because you have, like I said, you're speaking to me. You have the answers I need. You gave me confidence. You gave me the strategies. I relate to you. So I know that I could do it. You could do it. You showed me, I could do it too. So.
Yay!
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not well at speaking like you. I wish I had your skills.
Well, I've been going live. Thank you, Amy. And what you said was completely clear to me. I'm sure everyone else will be able to understand it easily as well. I've been going live every week for like 3 years. I've been going live so much. So at the first several, I'm like, oh my gosh. And I watch them back and I'm like, oh, I'm talking too fast. I'm moving my hands. I'm slapping on my hands. All the things. I'm like, okay, don't do that. Stay still. Don't touch your hair. I'm like always like twitching, touching my hair. I'm like, stop doing it. So, okay, awesome. Thank you so much, Amy, for all your feedback. I'm so excited.
Yeah, thank you for having me
Inside the membership.
Thank
Friends,
you.
what I want you to do, the doors open again at the end of September 2021. So if you want a notification, text your name to my number, 312-444-0231. You'll get weekly texts from me, just uplifting tests saying, hey, cheering you on. And then you'll get text notifications when I'm actually, the doors open again. So thank you so much for coming live, Amy.
Thank you so much.
Inspired you. We're saving this video in the group here. So thank you for being my featured guest on my weekly Ask Me Anything show.
Thanks for having me. Can I ask one more question, or do you have a second?
No, go ahead.
How do you find the perfect setting with your ring light?
Well, I just have a ring light on. There's not really sometimes I have to tap the phone to like let it refocus.
Oh, you don't set your ring light settings.
You know what, it goes really bright, kind of bright and bright. I always just turn it up as high as it goes.
Okay.
Did you just get a ring light?
I just haven't, the last time we went live is the first time I actually used it.
Oh, great.
So yeah, I feel like I don't look right, but just mess with it, I guess.
You know what I usually do is, as you can see, there's a window right here. Mm-hmm. What I usually do is I'm like facing the window and the ring light is right here. So I get all this natural light, but it's kind of getting dark out.
Yeah.
And I thought I just want to change up the scenery. And I just did a TikTok video in this lighting right before I came live. So I'm like, okay, I think it's good. I think I'm good here. So really, do you have any natural light where you're at right now?
Well, not in this room, but yeah. I can.
The natural light, these are the 3 lights that I like lighting. I like for being on video. Artificial light, like there's a light above me here, and there's like a lamp over there. A natural light, and then the ring light. So those 3, I feel like give the best like color and texture and brightness to my skin. So that's what I usually use if I can. If it's nighttime or there's not a light above me, I have just my ring light, but I just put my ring light on as bright as it can go, and I try to have 3 different forms of lighting. That's my trick of the trade.
Okay.
Natural light, ring light, and artificial light. So
okay.
My first would be natural light, if I could get that. Second would be ring light, and third would be the artificial light. So obviously try the combo of the lighting and see how it works, and try to get natural light. Try to stand like face the window and then put the ring light here, so you got the natural light coming in and the light from the ring light. That's my combo.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks so much for coming live, Amy. Have fun with your ring light, and I'll see you in class next week inside the membership.
Okay, everybody join. It's so wonderful. It's worth it.
Thank
Have
you,
a good
Amii.
one. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, girl.
Bye.
Well, that's all I have for you guys today. So I hope you have a good night. I'll see you next week. Bye, friends.